The G70 is a far more important car to Genesis than a lot of people probably understand or even realize. Because this was the first product to leave Genesis that was built and designed to demonstrate and project their brand aspirations. And that aspiration was to disrupt what is essentially the establishment luxury cars, Mercedes-Benz, Audi, and BMW. And they didn't go about it in any, careful way. Essentially, what they did is they assaulted the 3 Series, the C-Class, and the A4, the established aspirational, first level of luxury cars from these established luxury brands. And the G70 demonstrated that it is very capable. In fact, in 2019, it won North American Car of the Year. I've not met anyone who's had any wheel time with this car that found any profound, serious issues with the car. I mean, what this car has done is punch well above its weight class. And I don't want to say push, but kind of bother. Let's just leave it at bother the established German automakers. How so? Performance, handling, styling, content, luxury, refinement, so on and so forth. In fact, the only thing that eludes Genesis still today is the brand recognition. But that is changing slowly, but very surely. I mean, in the recent past, with the new G90, G80, GV80, upcoming GV70, people are taking notice of what Genesis is up to. And one of the things it's up to is updating the G70, because essentially it is the oldest vehicle in its lineup. That's why for 2022, they've done a number of upgrades. Significant in some cases, not so significant in other cases. Anyhow, in the following video, we'll do a quick walk around and we'll go for a little drive and we'll talk a little bit more about the 2022 Genesis G70. So let's start by talking about pricing. In the US, base price for the Genesis G70 is $37,525. Top trim is $44,200. In Canada, 2.5 turbo all-wheel drive, because yes, all-wheel drive is standard in Canada, which means that the manual 6-speed transmission is gone, but that's all I'll say about that. So base price is $45,000, and that includes everything except taxes, and I do mean everything. At the other end of the spectrum is the 3.3 turbo sport, which is $59,000. What do you get with the base car? I mentioned all-wheel drive being standard. You get a 10.25-inch display, which replaces an 8-inch display. There's now an 8-inch display in the instrument panel, full LED lights, heated seats, steering wheel, a bunch of active safety features like highway driving and lane following assist. My tester, this car, if you know a little bit about your Hyundais, or oh my goodness, that's a little bit of a slip. Your Genesis product is a 3.3 turbo, and it is of the sport variety. 19-inch wheels, a 3.3 liter turbo engine, Napa leather, 19-inch wheels, Brembo brakes, variable exhaust, which I'll mention a little bit later. Again, limited slip diff. So yeah, this is the top line $59,000 Genesis G70. There's also a limited edition, launch edition. I think only 30 will be available, and it's $61,000, but essentially that's what you get here. This is the top model. Now, of the more significant visual changes, while you're looking at it right now, it's got that athletic elegance and the G-matrix pattern throughout the front end. You got those twin horizontal lighting setup. The difference with, say, the G80, G90, GV80 is that the car does not have, say, the 2 horizontal lines here to mimic the ones in the front, but they do repeat back here. I mean, the G70 has always been quite the handsome, very taut package, and it's back. Not much else to say about that. There's a trunk, power operated. There's your button if ever you're looking for it. Can you see it? I can't even see it on my screen. There it is. Okay, so one of the flaws with the G70 is that it's always been a little bit tight, even tighter than most of its competitors. I mean, I can get in and out. This is nothing new. The seat right now is in the comfort access mode, so it means it's further back. There's still a reasonable amount of leg room. It's not that bad. 3 across might be a little bit of a stretch. Could be done. Headroom is okay, but there's no point in showing that off. There's a good shot of the dashboard. There's the 10-inch screen. Let's just go in the front. Oh yes, and that's the Napa leather you get with this. It's just brilliantly beautiful. Among the many things that Genesis does so well is the fit, the finish, the quality, the materials. Look how it all comes together. The stitching, the plastics. Here's even contrast stitching for whatever reason, but it's beautiful, beautiful. You'll not see this in any other car in this price range, never. Okay, seats, fabulous, fabulous seats. Fully power adjustable lumbar and everything. Just slide right in. The dashboard as a whole isn't entirely new. Oops, my bad. There you go. So there's your 8-inch display. As part of the instrument panel, the gauges are beautiful. I love that analog setup. It's just so classic and clean. There's the 10.25-inch display. You come down here for some of the menu buttons, just quick access. The whole system works quite well. I have nothing negative to say about that. Something positive though is this layout for the HVAC and controls. I don't know, it's just really, really cool the way it's set up. This hasn't really changed, nor has the shifter. I'm guessing I'm gonna say bye to this very soon. There's your drive mode button. There isn't much else to say. I mean, that's about it. Visibility unchanged, obviously. A little snug down here, but hey, that's about it. I mean, the bird's eye view in here, I don't know if you can see that, but it's one of a very, very sporty automobile. So that means it's time to go for a drive. Not like there's shame in admitting this, but I was just idling for like about 15 or 20 seconds because I've been driving the 22 G70 for about an hour now, give or take, and I noticed something, you know, stop signs and traffic and all that there's a grumble in the exhaust note, and now I've confirmed it. Definitely there is something going on as far as the exhaust sound is concerned. And that is directly related to the new variable exhaust that you get with the 3.3 Turbo Sport. It also does something else. Now I bring it up because it's one of the more significant-ish changes with the 2022, along with the front end, Genesis G70. What it also does, the variable exhaust, is give you a little bit of extra power. Now, let's understand. It's 3 extra horsepower. But look, the twin turbocharged 3.3 liter V6 with 365 or 368 horsepower and 376 pound-feet of torque from 1300 to 4500 RPM is already, I mean, unbelievably, it's quite athletic. Let's just put it that way. The car just feels really, really quick. 8-speed automatic transmission is uber smooth, absolutely reliable in the sense that it will drop 1, 2, or 3 gears if you really jump on the throttle, depending on how you're driving, or it'll just glide from one gear to another in an absolutely seamless way. Also, right, so drive modes. So there's this ECO mode, not sure what that is. So by your default, comfort. And I was just in comfort when I nailed it just there. There's your sport mode, and now there's a sport plus mode, which includes a launch control. I tried it. I didn't record it because I was pretty sure that my phone holder was going to fly right off the windshield if I tried it with. But suffice it to say that this car is extremely quick. And I think the best part is feeling that limited slip differential kick in when you need that extra grip and there's a little bit of slip, because one of the two launches when I was on a slightly dusty, gravelly surface, it was impressive. But beyond, that's fine and dandy. But my favorite is custom, because this car also has an electronic suspension. So the damping, the chassis, has a number of settings that can change with the drive modes, or you can set it to an individual mode. And I have my dampers in comfort in my custom drive mode, the powertrain in sport, not even sport plus, and I am having a tremendously good time. And even when it comes up to some of these curves, which are beautiful, the car feels absolutely fantastic. I mean, it's predictably flat. There's just a little bit of roll to let you know in comfort. I mean, and this is me putting the Brembos to the test, because railroad crossing. And by the way, the Brembos are beautiful. Brake pedal feel is fantastic, and stopping power is up to par with the amount of speed that this car can pile on. So with the dampers set in comfort, even on these twisty, now nice surfaces, there's plenty of faux communication going on with me and the front wheels, and I know what they're up to, and I feel absolutely confident that they're going to go where I want them to go, and not, nice long right-hander. Oh, it's fantastic. I've tried it in Sport and Sport Plus, and just with less roll, I don't feel as comfortable going fast. That's just me. We're not on the track. It's a different setting altogether. What more can I say about this car? It is superb in so many ways. It is also just a very mild evolution from the previous car, which was, as I mentioned, North American Car of the Year. Already a fantastic driver's small luxury compact sedan. I'd love to pit it against an M340i, a C43, and an S4. Not so sure it would be the fastest, but it certainly wouldn't be the most boring to drive hard. And without a shadow of a doubt, it would be the most value-packed performance, content, technology, and everything else involved. Another railroad crossing. See? Huh? How smooth was that? Now, I think I've touched on everything. It's got power. It sounds a little bit better. It's just as quick. Great brakes, great transmission. Oh yeah, the steering. So in a number of switchbacks, as I've been driving in the last hour and change, there's a little bit of a lack of on-center assist or some play that I don't like. And it would be a nice set of switchbacks right now, but I'm stuck behind a 50s Buick and a motorcycle. But anyway, when you're loaded up, when you're giving it some input, it feels nice, and then you unwind it, and then you land somewhere in the middle, and you fall into a lull. And then as you keep progressively feeding it in, it feels good, because then you have assistance, or the type of assistance you want. So, the back and forth, kind of annoying, but like I said, there's enough confidence between me and the front wheels that I'm not worried about anything. Anyhow, that's it. This is still a fabulous car, and I still love it quite a bit. That's it.